What up? Let's get to it. So here we are again, man. I just want to talk about some of these speculations or moves that the Vikings could potentially make before the trade deadline, right? Players they could try to acquire, trade for, etc., etc. I'm hearing some names that make sense. Definitely hearing a name, one name particular that doesn't make sense right now at this moment. First off, let's just stop the cap, man. Right? About the whole situation. First off, let's just stop the cap and be realistic.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap.
About if the Vikings do try to make some maneuvers before the trade deadline, bring in a player or two to help this team get to the next level, how about we be smart about who they potentially try to acquire, right? Heavy. A lot of people are saying Derrick Henry. Let's get to him first. Stop the cap. Heavy, baby. Now, Roll Tide, full of pride. Shout out Derrick Henry, right? Hands down, man down. But first off, why would the Vikings need to bring another running back in? Right? When they haven't explored all options in the running back room, baby. No. Like I said in my last video, go check it out, man. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe as well. Hit that notification bell. But they haven't explored all options. They got a three-headed monster potentially, at least two. Now, like I say, it's on KOC to make the move, the correct move for the betterment of his team. You dig me? You get my drift? Meaning start Cam Akers, get him his touches, his carries. Incorporate T.Y. Chandler more, get him his touches, his carries, baby. And then you can mix Alexander Madison in as well. But for the Vikings to trade for Derrick Henry, first off, he's not the same running back. He's not the Derrick Henry of old. Now, is he still big, powerful? Can he help you in the red zone? Facts. But I think with better play calling in the red zone, the right running back in the red zone, the Vikings could score more points. I feel like they have running backs that can get in that end zone if put in the right position. And if KOC stops leaning on Matty so heavy, baby. If they actually line up and run that ball, tote that tater, be physical like they were versus the Niners. Keep it going. Be consistent. But Derrick Henry, first off, what would they have to give up? A second rounder? Is he worth that? No. The Vikes need draft capital. A third rounder? Is he worth that? Maybe. But it's a lot of questions behind about Derrick Henry. Can he stay healthy? Is he the same? It's no guarantee he will just become a Viking and be that same powerful, dominating running back. Now, once again, I understand it for the simple fact of getting help in the red zone, scoring more points, having a big body, a big bruiser. Would I love for them to add him? Yes, I wouldn't be mad if they did it. But what are you giving up? What are you losing, right? And I just don't feel like the Vikings have given Cam Akers nor T.Y. Chandler enough opportunities to see what they can do. So why rush and, try to get Derrick Henry when they need pieces on the defense, baby? Yeah, they need them trenches to elevate on their defense. Maybe a cornerback. You can't get Surtain. He's too expensive, right? The Vikings, let's not forget, they're still battling a cap space situation. So let's stop the cap, right?
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap.
So let's talk about potential players that make sense, right? That would improve this team, bow, boom, bang, immediately, right? First off, D-tackle Leonard Williams from the Giants. That makes sense. Now, was he just a super all-pro? No, but he's having a solid season. He's had a solid career for the Giants. You bring him in to replace a Dean Lowry. Oh, your trenches elevate. Your defense becomes better instantly. You talk about his ability to get to the quarterback, his physicality. No, I ain't seen him play too much. You look at the stats, the numbers, right? Just the obvious. You see him in a few games, but the eye test, he's a solid player. And he enhances your D-line immediately. That makes sense, especially if they beat the Packers, the Swiss cheese head Packers on Sunday. Then they're right in the mix. They're in the mix now since the Bucs lost, right? But that's a maneuver that would make sense, man, from Kwesi, right? And the Vikings. Someone who can make your team better if you're trying to make a playoff run. We know what the defense weak point is. Them trenches, baby. Them trenches. And yes, Brian Flores is a great coach. So the defense looks better. But think if he, got better personnel to help him out. To go along with the great coach and bring in great talent. So Leonard Williams makes sense. A solid D tackle, an aggressive D tackle who can help you in a run game, make your defense just that much better. Let's be smart about it. Stop the cap. Heavy. Chase Young would make sense. You dig me? Pass rusher, right? Get more pressure on the cornerback. Solidify the trenches. Now, I'm not finna get into how much these guys would cost, et cetera, the, cap space. I'm just saying if they could make it work, these players are the players that it makes sense to try and make something happen with, baby. Not a running back. When your offense is already solid, explosive, and you got 3 running backs back there. Start the right guy, you could really get your rushing game going. So I'm looking at the trenches if I'm looking at trying to sign any player. A Chase Young. Has he performed at the level people expected as far as the Commanders? Maybe not, but he's no slouch. And a change of scenery could change everything sometimes, dog. Period, bottom line. So if you're a Vikings fan or whatever you are, how about push for the Vikings to make the right move? Heavy, right? Make the right decisions. Bring in the right players at the right time and moment. Right now, they don't really need an offensive weapon. They got weapons all over the field when JJ's hurt. Huh? Now, I understand if you can acquire someone off a smart deal, a fair deal. Yeah, I wouldn't be mad if they got Derrick Henry, man. What? He's a powerful running back. They could bruise defenses, beat them up. So I wouldn't be mad if they acquired him. But how much would you give up? How much would you have to pay out, baby? Guapino, huh? But let's make the smart moves. They give you improvements now on the defensive side of the ball. Makes the most sense. Period. So the trenches and a cornerback route. Now, I'm not sure what corners are available, but I know it's a couple, maybe solid potential players. So the Vikings should go that route, right? Yeah, go that route, Vikings. Don't focus on a running back. Focus on what player makes your team better right now. Period. But a lot of this comes down to whether or not they beat the Swiss cheese Green Bay Packers, dog. Because if they lose that game, they're probably going to sell heavy before the deadline. Right? Just what it is, dog. Get my drift? So no, don't try and sign Derrick Henry, trade for him. Get you a D tackle, a D and an edge rusher. Elevate your defense, because in the playoffs, it's them trenches, baby. Heavy. So that's my opinion on it, man. Let me know how you feel about it. Fire them comments up. Feedback is much appreciated. Like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you know when I'm on and rock and rolling, man. Big SKOL here. SKOL Vikes forever.